Welcome back, family. Andrew Tate. No doubt a polarizing figure. He was once the world's most Googled man. He speaks in a very brass fashion, but is very charismatic due to his command of the English vocabulary. He is often swirled in controversy due to his misogynistic views. He lives a very luxurious lifestyle and has no problem flaunting it in front of us and refers to us working class people as brokies. His riches are also a subject of controversy. How did he amass such fortune? He was recently arrested and eventually released, but is under investigation for charges such as rape, human trafficking, and forming a criminal gang, a syndicate of sorts, to exploit women. So, who is Andrew Tate? Let's find out. Andrew Tate was born to Emery and Eileen Tate. He is the eldest of three. Andrew's father was a very intelligent man in his own right. Some might even say a genius. He was a chess phenom who won the Indiana State Championships at just 5 years old, beating out his closest competitors that were 3 to 4 times his age. He would go on to become an international chess master. Andrew was born in Washington, D.C. on December 1986, as his father was enrolled in the Air Force. After getting out of the Air Force, life became a little difficult for Andrew Sr., Emery, so they decided to move to Luton, England. Being an interracial child speaking in a foreign dialect, Andrew was bullied very often, which prompted his parents to enroll him in martial arts, a skill which would serve him well later on in his life. So Andrew became a professional kickboxer. He has had 85 professional fights and has a record of 76-9. Very impressive. But what made Andrew very exciting was the fact that from most of his victories, it came by way of a knockout or a TKO, which is what we all want when we are watching a fight. So he became a draw and his name started to ring bells.
Oh!
That's it.
Left leg to the head and it's game over.
Yeah.
He started this round, coming out.
There you go! A beautiful when he uses it as well. There's the right hand again!
I tell you what, that's
great!
Now, although he was very successful with kickboxing, it didn't satisfy him. It didn't bring him the kind of profile and money that he craved. He looked to elevate his profile by joining the cast of Big Brothers England. There, because of his arrogance, the cast members quickly turned against him and he was later on removed from the show. Now, he would go on to say he was removed because of this alliance that they formed against him. But during that same time, a tape surfaced with him committing what looks to be domestic violence against a woman. We really couldn't identify the woman in the video, but he had an ex come forward to claim that was her.
There's a video from 10 years ago that showed me in a sexual act with one of my ex-girlfriends.
Hello everyone, I just wanted to say something about the video that's been released recently about me and my ex-boyfriend Andrew Tate. Andrew is my still great friend. What you guys saw in the video, it's just what we used to do. It was just pure game. He's a great guy. He would never hurt anyone unless he's fighting.
This incident is what actually started the Andrew Tate freight train. People were interested in who this guy was and began following him on all his social media accounts. His profile elevated rapidly. This was the opportunity for him to capitalize on this. He started a YouTube channel where he was commenting on everyday things. But like I said before, as he's so charismatic, people were drawn to him and his accounts blew up. Andrew then had the bright idea to start a webcam business. He brought in some of his girlfriends to become the models of this webcam business, a sort of OnlyFans, if you will. With 2 girlfriends agreeing to do this, he got into a system where he was generating, according to him, about $4,000 a month. And this is when the scams began, a light scam, but a scam nonetheless. He would have complete control of the keyboards, pretending to be the girls interacting with whoever it is behind the screen. He would make up stories to draw at the man's heartstrings, these men that were watching these girls, just to garner monies from them. He would go on to say things like, my mother just died last week, and things of that nature, encouraging the men to send more money as they felt sorry for these girls. At the height of it all, he went from having 2 webcam models, according to him, to about 75, bringing in an estimated $600,000 a month. Now here's where it gets interesting. He initially invested in Bitcoin, not as a direct investment, but because his clients that were feeding his ladies was dealing in Bitcoins, he decided to invest in that, making it easy to transfer money or receive money. So, with his popularity at an all-time high and a decent number of followers on YouTube, he began advertising these packages, which were self-service packages that he puts together. Now that he's a legit millionaire, he's willing to show you how to become a millionaire as well. He had services showing men how to talk to women, all kind of silly nonsense, but people were buying into this. What took him on another notch, on the next level as well, was this thing that he started called the War Room, where you had to pay an initial membership fee to be able to join this War Room community. And the promise was, by being affiliated with this, you get access to the most powerful people in the world. Sounds good. When he first started this War Room, the membership fee was somewhere in the $400 range. And as his popularity grew, it went from $400 to $4,000 to $8,000 to be a part of this community. Insane. People were coming in droves. That was a good venture for him. A little shady as far as I'm concerned, but his next venture is his most lucrative. And this is when he started what is known as Hustlers University. And in this one, seems like a pyramid scheme to me, but you don't just pay an initial fee to get in. You subscribe and you pay a monthly fee. What made it work as well as it did is that if you were to bring someone else into the organization, there is a monetary gain for you, sort of like a multi-level marketing scheme works. You bring this one, and that one, then you're gonna get some money. With all this money that he had coming in, it just wasn't enough to satisfy the Tate appetite. So his next bright idea was to approach a couple known Russian gangsters who were running casinos all over Europe.
There was a guy who owns 400 casinos, 3 brothers, mafia guys. They own 400 casinos throughout Eastern Europe. I came up to him and said, look, I want to do a franchise with you. They said, we're not interested in franchises. We have enough money. We just open them ourselves. We turn over 10 million euros a day. Why do I need your franchise? Eventually, I came up with a plan. And I said, look, how about this? I'll open up your locations directly next to your biggest competitor. So I'll go to war for you next to the competitor. Worst case, the location doesn't pay any money, but at least it takes money from your competitor. I'll give you a percentage of turnover, so even if it doesn't make profit, you make money. I'll take all the financial risk. They agreed. I started opening up next to their biggest competitor. I actually did something that's kind of funny. What I tried to do was find ones in between their competitor and a Starbucks. I'd open in the middle, and then I'd offer loads and loads of free coffee with a barista and a sexy chick. So instead of going to Starbucks, you could just take your money, go get free coffee, and gamble.
So what eventually got Andrew and his brother jammed up is someone putting a call to the U.S. Embassy saying that there's an American girl being held against her will at Tate's place, forcing her to perform webcam acts, which doesn't make sense to me. he was arrested, and when they raided the house, there was 2 women there who eventually went on to say that none of this stuff was going on. They weren't being held against their will. Andrew, when his assets were seized, $380 million was frozen. How is it you're worth that much money and you're making women do that? It doesn't make sense to me. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not caping for Andrew. I believe he is a shiesty scam artist. This whole Hustler University thing, scam. But he has appealed to the masses because he runs on this campaign that we are in a matrix and government is fooling us. And that appeals, especially to younger people. And he's giving them the shortcut on not having to work for a living, but become self-made millionaire and do what you want. That's a beautiful thing. It's very appealing to most people. But is Andrew guilty of what he's being accused of? Rape, human trafficking, being involved in a criminal organization? I don't know. But as it is, it seems that most of his wealth was generated by a light scam or big scam. But he didn't go into people's pockets and take their money from them. They gave it up. I'll say this. I often refer to a group of religious people whose leader told them that the raptor was coming. So there's a man who knew this group, and he started a dog grooming business and promised these people who are going to be raptured out to take care of their dog once they're gone. So the date of the rapture comes and passes. Now, these people come to the man to get their money back, demanding a refund. But in the contract they signed, there was no refund. This is a true story. This man generated hundreds of millions of dollars, not hundreds of thousands of dollars. So the question that I usually ask is this man an innovative businessman or is he a scoundrel? This is the same kind of place that I put Andrew. Is he an innovative businessman or is he a scoundrel? I would lean to scoundrel at this point. But did he do it illegally? That's the question. What do you guys think? You let me know. Is Andrew an innovative businessman or is he a scoundrel scamming on people? Thanks for tuning in. Catch you on the next one.